What's up, everybody? Michael Ray Williams here for another episode of Level Up, the series where we introduce you to all kinds of cool peripherals and tools and things that you can add to your TTRPGs to level them up just a little bit. If this is your first time watching, what are you doing? Go back, watch the other ones, but stay for this one. I'm going to be delving into a program that I've used a couple times on here before. It is my go-to battle map maker. It is Dungeon Alchemist, and I absolutely love it. It is, like I said, just one of my all-time favorites, if not my favorite. So yeah, we're gonna just jump right in, I think. Need to bump up my volume just a little bit. There we go. I think that's better. Turn my speakers down. That's so strange. Anyway, what's up? Hey, James. How's the audio? Is the audio okay? It's this interface over here is difficult. So yeah, let's jump on over. So I have been working on a multi-level map for a minute already, just trying out the feature. Let me zoom out here. It's a big map. So by multi-level, this is what I mean, meaning that we can put rooms, flat spaces for players to go on multiple levels on the map. They are currently working on an update that will, awesome. Thank you, James. Currently working on an update that will add floors to the buildings, which is super exciting. But yeah, multi-level maps. To me, it just makes things a little more visually interesting. There are a number of virtual tabletops out there that incorporate 3D view or third-person view. A map request, yeah, I'm here for it. Like for a specific map, or as part of the map that I'm thinking about making. You let me know. So yeah, I can show you a quick little glance at what I have been working on. I haven't spent a ton of, as you can tell, I haven't spent a ton of time here. I really finessed my levels and how I shaped my buildings because I wanted to explore. They added another feature in the last update, the previous update, where you can change the sweet. Okay, cool. I'm here for it once we get to that spot. Put a theater in there. Okay. I can make that work. So yeah, this is I was just fiddling around with the shapes because I wanted to have some different kind of shapes for the buildings. This is going to be like a fort. And this is a market, bakery slash butcher, magic shop, and a cathedral church. And then down here we have a couple of cabins and an inn, tavern. So yeah, I am pretty happy with this so far. Just really enjoying just the design elements of being able to add angles and curves to more buildings. Yeah. So for tonight, though, we're working on something specific. So Dungeon Alchemist does these challenges where you can make a map and then share it in their Discord, put it on the Steam whatever it's called, the Steam Workshop. And then they pick a winner, and a winner you can sometimes get gift cards. I think right now they're doing a $10 Hero Forge gift certificate. And they give prompts. I think the last prompt was shopping day, which I'm really kicking myself for not finishing my map, my mall. I made an outdoor mall called the Nine Moons Market. And I just kicking myself for not getting it done in time. But the current challenge is hard work. Hard work. So, what I thought, because I also have this idea that's tied to a game that I'm running, an excavation site, right? Hard work, right? Mining, digging, unearthing things. So we're gonna go up here and we're gonna do a new map. Now this is a big map. 50 by 50 is big. Most virtual tabletops, you're gonna run into some lag making maps that size. But for this exercise, because part of this is also just an exercise in creativity, right? This is scratching a certain very specific part of my brain, similar to like Lego or Minecraft, or that digital creation. Putting something together. I really dig it. So yeah, this is going to be a big map because we want to put a lot of stuff in here. I'm going to go with Badlands because why not? And we're going to make it flat. We're going to do any water. We're going to do no vegetation. We'll add some of that stuff. And then here's where you got to pay attention with this multi-level map making. Now you can when you're making the rooms, you can move them. When it's got to be at creation, which I'll show you here in just a second. I find that setting your room height to plateau gives you the most versatility of being able to drop rooms down low and raise rooms up high, or buildings. So I do the plateau. That's what we're gonna do. Let it do its thing. I love that they've added a print delivery feature. I need to pick which map I want to print. So here we go. We got this nice, big, open, flat bit of terrain. And what I want to do, because I am thinking on this sort of in kind of symmetrics, but I'm gonna twist my map a little bit. Performing on stage is hard work, James. You're absolutely right. Well, I have an idea now that I can kind of meld this theater in with my original concept, which I think I was going to have them digging up a temple, but I think now that's where the theater is going to be. It's an ancient theater that was buried, and now this is turned into a whole one shot, because that's how it works. Slippery slope. Well, what we're going to do, we're going to come down here to the land tool, and we're going to go over to the raise terrain, bump up our brush size and our brush strength, and we're going to just start kind of all the way, I think, out here. And just kind of, and now we've hit the plateau. This is as high as the map will go, right? Which is fine. All right, I'm gonna come back here, and this dig site, I think, has been... Oh, what's up, Yokai? Sorry, I got two streams going at the same time. I got YouTube over here, and I got the Tiki Taki over there. Yes, as a matter of fact, I did ding some fake bowls the other day. Fake in the sense that they were knockoffs. They were a Versace pattern that gets reproduced quite often. It's very gaudy, very tacky. It looks like the gold on it looks like costume jewelry, the fake stuff. But yeah, actually, so yeah, I did ding some fake plates recently, bowls, or teacups. I don't remember what actually the piece type was, but I did ding some fake stuff. When worlds collide, am I right? So where was I? Right. I think that this dig site has been commissioned by a wizard. So we're going to set up a wizard's tower. Now, I'm going to, just to show off the feature, I'm going to do this. I'm going to turn on all of the AI bump settings up here, which are objects, then lights, walls, windows, doors, and floors. You could turn all of those off so that you just make a blank space in the shape of the room that you want. If you want to just go in and add everything, yourself. But just to show it off, we'll see how it does. There we go. That's what I'm going to say. So at first, I'm just going to do a big square, 13 by 13, my lucky number. We're going to move it. I think I want to add some little not symmetrical. I'm going to make this symmetrical. I don't always make my buildings symmetrical, but I feel like this one should be symmetrical. Don't ask me why. So this is the trick, because you can only do this at this stage. You cannot do this once the room is generated. Okay? I have to say it, because if I don't say it, I'll forget. Ask me how I know. We're gonna raise this all the way up. And I think 4 is as high as they go. Bloop. And there we have it. Now, I don't love this, but I wanted to just show you an example of what the AI tool kind of does. And to me, it always makes things a little too busy and a little disjointed. This one isn't as egregious as some of them, but there's only a couple of instances that I see but like the lights won't all be the same, or they'll put multiples of the same objects. As you can see, these mood lights up here and these flowers. So I don't love it. The wizard is most likely up to no good, James. I mean, digging up an ancient forgotten theater. Definitely up to no good, I think. So I do not love the AI. Plus, I want to add a little more spice to my building shape. So we're going to delete this room. And it disappears. It never happened. All right. Fiddle-T D. Oops, no. Control Z. All right, so we're gonna bump you back here, and let's get weird with it. Yeah, I like that. Right? I like that. What's cool too is you can also do like rotate the maps. That's one of the things that I was waiting for them to add, so that you didn't have to have your buildings line up exactly with the grid. Just because it just adds, a little something, just makes the maps feel a little more what's the word, immersive, I guess, for this kind of thing. As immersive as this kind of thing can feel, I suppose. Get up to 4. Now we're gonna turn these off because I didn't love what it did. We're gonna leave walls and floors on because I know I'm gonna want walls and floors, and they're easy enough to change before you. Well, they're easy enough to change. Period. I don't hate those walls. I don't like that floor. So we're gonna change them. But first, we're going to go ahead and work on the next level of the map. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the each level with what I have in mind. So now, out here, we're going to set up sort of like a work camp situation where this wizard has hired people to come in to help with this excavation. Rather than flex his magical abilities. No. He's far too important to dedicate his arcane knowledge to menial labor. This wizard's a real ass, I can already tell. So he hires a bunch of workers to come and sort of can't live here for a spell. And you're welcome, James, and dig up this ancient theater. So we're going to do village, and we're going to do just a couple of cabins. We're going to say that these 2 cabins are for like the camp leader, like the captain of the work camp. And then I think for the other one, we're just going to do a field. And we're going to turn it into like a campground / mess hall situation. Yeah, I like that idea. All right, so you can see now that these are on a higher plateau. They are raised up. So now we're going to come back over here to our land tool. And we're going to choose flatten terrain. And what flatten terrain does is it will flatten all the terrain that you're, as long as you're clicking and dragging, to wherever you have pinpointed. So for example, if I'm here, I'm at the very bottom of the map, the level. If I come over here, it will flatten that out to the bottom. Oh my gosh. All right, so now we're gonna come over here to where we've set up this camp area, and we're gonna flatten the terrain, and it's gonna raise up all of this. And I think what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to slope this down and kind of make it into steps and have that kind of be like a staging area where they have like set up maybe are some of the artifacts and things that they've been digging up. All right, and I'm going to just carry this all around, and I'll end up filling this map in with lots of like detail stuff. I'll probably put a couple of wagons, maybe a storage depot or something to that effect over here. Actually, that's a good idea that I just had, so I'm going to do that. So over here is going to be a storage depot. And what we're going to do is we're going to make it yeah. Rotate. All right, and that'll be our storage depot. Flatten terrain. All right, and don't you worry, we will pretty up this terrain quite a bit. All right, now comes the fun part. The ruins. Now, because this is going to be a complex of a sort, leading to a theater, we're gonna play around with the design some. Yeah. So we'll do a rounded entrance. I like that aesthetic. I think that's cool. Give it all these cool curves. James, since you're hanging out, I had a question for you actually that I meant to ask last night, but amid the chaos and confusion, what was your favorite dungeon? Did you have a favorite dungeon? Dig it. All right. Oh man, I forgot to do the thing. See, what did I just get done saying? Oh, I'm not ever going to be able to get that building shape the same. Oh, wait. Yes, thank God for Control Z. See what I mean? Always, always, always lower your building before you drop it. Maybe it'll give me better walls this time. It's going to do that thing, isn't it? No, it didn't. Okay, cool. Yeah, dig it. All right. So, dig it. Get it? So similarly to what we did earlier, I'm going to flatten the terrain and I'm going to carry it. And I think what I'm actually going to do is actually raise it up so so that it looks more like this is actually underground. I'm not going to go too much on these sides because it can obscure parts of the map, but yeah. And for the entrance, we'll say, oh wait, they dug the entrance out. All right, now here's a cool trick. It's difficult for getting like some cool variety in your topography. Kind of come in on when you've got these slopes and you can get the angle right. can really create like some cool levels. Yeah, all right, now we're going to take our smoothing tool and we're going to smooth some of it out. Yeah, there we go. I think that looks friggin' great. Super happy with that. All right, what time it be? 7:30 already? All right, since we got the request for the theater in the chat, and I don't think I'm going to finish this whole map tonight, we're going to start back there. So this is going to be our theater. This space specifically, because this area over here is going to be a wing backstage. So we are going to give it some walls. Let's look at our ruin wall options. Indeed they did. Was there anyone in particular that you enjoyed making more than the others? Or like anyone that you were particularly happy with the final product? Like I've got maps that I've made that I'm like, I'm so in love with. Like, you know what I mean? So a lot of them I like slap together and don't put a ton of you know, pressured artistic thought into. Yeah, that is one that something that I am also guilty of. Like this one, for example. All right. So for our actual stage, over here into our assets. So one of the other cool features of Dungeon Alchemist, and I know I've said this before, but I can't gush about this program enough. Is all of the assets that they have that you can use to fill your map. And custom assets are a thing. You can import them from the Steam Workshop, which is very, very cool. I have a frog in my throat. Just merchandising. All right, so that's my biggest ism. All right. Now you'll see this little red X pops up. We don't like that. Nothing against the color red or the X. I like that it looks like the X-Men symbol, but that means collisions are turned on. So we're going to turn collisions off so that I can drop things wherever I want. Now, there are some instances where I will turn collisions back on because that is how you snap to grid. So one other tool that this game offers is the grid. So I often use it to help with lining up things because I often will seek some level of symmetry in my designs. One thing that I'm also looking forward to, and this I think is also in the works with Dungeon Alchemist, is being able to group objects. Now, sometimes you can put things on top of things. That's a way to kind of cheat. I could put all of these on top of something, then slide them all around together like a rug. That's a pretty funny way of doing it. But I think that looks pretty good, pretty even, not perfect, but that's okay. This is a ruin. We're going to turn our grid back off. All right, so that's going to be our stage. And then we're going to put, where is it? Where is it? Whose birthday is it? Somebody gets a spanking. What the heck? Pits, maybe? Yeah. We're actually gonna put a pit in here too. Oh dang, that's not a. That's one that snaps to grid. Crap. Does this one? That one does too. Boo. Any Princess Bride fans in the house? Round constructions, maybe? I hate. That's one of the few things that I will complain about with this app is that the organization of the assets is a bit tedious. To put it mildly. To put it mildly. There was. Yeah, I liked the healing town, that map. I think I like maps that feel kind of residential and less like dungeons. If that makes sense. But I enjoyed them all. They were all fun. For like you said, for different reasons. They all had their charms. Well, I can't find what I was looking for, which is frustrating. But that's okay. Because I can just adjust for the friggin' hole in the floor. Alright. Let me figure out how I want the audience to be up in here. Ideas. Alright, let's check our furniture. We're gonna look at the benches and find some. See if we have some good stone benches. I don't. Oh, yeah. So I'm gonna put. I'm gonna make these bigger and then drop them so they're not as high. Spin that one. Catty corner a little bit. We'll do one more over here. And then for the rest, we're gonna make them just look like busted bits. I think I need to change the floor tiles because that visual is starting to overwhelm my eyeballs. Nah. I'm gonna go with that ruined one. I think that one looks good. I like it. Although they don't have one that matches the walls, and I would like that to be close to the same at least. So we're gonna use this one. We're gonna change the walls up a bit too, at least in parts of the. Maybe this will be the last room. We'll say that this is like the boss room. Yeah, that's better. It's a little less visually, you know. All right, I got zoned out there for a little bit. I'm just kidding. Only kind of. I think over here, I want there to be like this is sort of. Well, first off, what's the entrance of this room look like? Arches. A big broken arch, probably two, right? I hate that. Wait. Ah, you can. Two entrances. That's traditional for a theater, yeah. And then over here, we're gonna put another little wall up, but we're gonna. gonna serve as our little backstage area. And one thing that I almost always like to do with my map, especially this kind of map, is I always want to convey that there's more to it. That we could have some place to go from here. So I'm gonna drop some stairs going down. That there is something underneath this theater ruin. Although we really need to add a few more of these stair assets that match some of these more temple aesthetics, I think. Because I'd love to like put, well, that's not terrible. Yeah, because that way the players can see a way to get down, but it would be really hard to get back up. I dig that. Okay, cool. Go. Kill. There are so many assets, and there, you can even have a table made of flesh. Because why not? You know what? I think I'm just going to use debris. I don't think I'm actually going to put much in the ways of recognizable furniture in here. So I'll do another like slab chunk falling over. That could potentially, you know, be a table or something, I guess. A couple of these stuff, maybe it looks like it's falling out from the ceiling. There is a paint function. I don't use it super often because, again, oh well, actually, I take that back. Check this out. They've added, this is new. You can change how you want the orientation, like you have a brush, how you want the orientation of the pieces. So, all right, I'm gonna do ruins. I was dumb because I forgot how big some of these pieces are. And this just scatters everything randomly, right? Well, you can do that. Oh, I guess it doesn't work as well with these big ones. Oh man, I feel like an ass. Can I do a circle at least? Yeah, okay. Or, and this is probably what I'm going to do, you can just have them go in a line. I love that. So, which I don't know why I did that, because this is a part of the ruin. And what I'll do is drop this stuff in and then finesse and move things accordingly. I love putting stuff like this too, this kind of scatter terrain on these maps to give your players, give my players something to hide behind potentially. Cover is one of the things that I think is severely underutilized in D&D, especially in a lot of actual plays that I see. Half cover and full cover, like super smart tactical choices. So don't sleep on those. All right. Now that that's done, we're going to turn our collisions back on because we're going to add some columns. Because who doesn't like columns? And 3 that are intact, and then there we are. 1 that is broken, and I will be able to drop the broken piece of that one. And these are like wall supports that you can put them anywhere, but space them out a bit. And there's 2 different ones, so I thought there was. Yeah, there we go. place. Like I said, I'll be doing a lot of finessing with the scatter terrain here. Alright, I think that's pretty good for the walls. Oh well, let me put a couple in here. To a round one maybe. Broken one. Not broken one. Let's see. I might be able to cheat a little bit. So that is basically the same asset, just turn collisions back on. So yeah, we're gonna cheat just to have some variety. All right, feeling pretty good about that. I'll also put some lights. I'm always a struggle from, well, this is an excavation site, so we're gonna operate under the presumption that they have been down here for a minute and they have probably hung torches and lit torches accordingly. So wall mounted torches. Oh yeah, I forgot they added the skull and the skeletal torch. We're just gonna go classic iron torch, turning collisions back on. I also tend to be pretty OCD about my symmetry with my lights and things, just making sure things are balanced. Because I made this map all wonky, it is going to have some spacing issues, but that is okay. Alright, that's a goodly amount of torches. Just to show off the cool lighting settings. You can tweak the lighting pretty fine and minutely too. You can make it super dark. Like, look at that shit. You can change, like, if the sun is just really low, so there's lots of shadows. down here because it's the lowest level. I kind of dig that a lot, actually. That's super moody, but I can intensify it a little bit so we can still see some of that detail up there. There's color options if you want to, you know, you have a crazy fantasy world and want to give it a purple sky or a red sky. I like this gray light color, even using it for day, but obviously it works really well for night. I think that I like that because it puts a lot of shadow down here. Now, because this would be a battle map, that is pretty dark down there, and you know you're going to be zoomed out a bit. There is another asset that I've downloaded, and I'm just going to search for it because it'll take me forever to actually find it. Invisible lights. So it's just a light source that you can tweak the brightness of. I don't know why it defaults to green, but it does. Since we have torches down here, we're going to stick with this, you know, the yellow. Crap. I'll show y'all another cool feature here in just a sec. All right, so say I want to change. Wow, I cannot. Did I get it? No, I didn't. What is that? How did that happen? Weird. Anyway, I'm not gonna be able to find it. Oh, the click box for the invisible lights is. Oh, I did find it. Haha. So I'm gonna put this one over here just because. So say I want to change all of the lights. I'm going to make them all brighter and I'm going to make them all yellow, right? So I have changed that asset on this, change this asset to those specifications. So you come up here to edit, you hit copy selected object properties, and then zoom out. I always go into grid view for this because it's just easier. Edit, paste properties in area. It's unfortunate that you have to do that over and over again because I don't want to necessarily. Well, I guess it doesn't matter for this instance. Ta-da! Moody lighting. Dig it. Well, we're coming up to that hour mark. I know I started a hair late, so I'm going to hang out for a hair longer. If you like Dungeon Alchemist, it is on Steam. We're not affiliated with them in any way, but they're really great group. Their Discord is always popping. They're super helpful. They do office hours, lots of helpful how-to videos and stuff. I have quite a few videos with Dungeon Alchemist as well. Please check those out. If you're not subscribed, be sure you subscribe. We've got the Patreon and all that. I'll throw the link page up here in just a minute. But yeah, if you're hanging out on YouTube, I appreciate you. If you're hanging out on TikTok, I appreciate you. Over here at Grimstone Gaming, we really are having just a ton of time making this stuff. Please comment what you like, what you want to see more of. Give us game suggestions, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I need to go eat, I think. So that's it for me. James, I'll be sure to update you more specifically with the theater in this ruin as I add more details to it. But that's it for me. We'll see you next time.